This is the monstrosity in love, lady, that the will is infinite and the execution confined, that the desire is boundless and the act a slave to limit. And it was after that you had the nightmare?
Doctor, it was horrible.
Did the dick monsters in any way remind you of your father? Seeking further solace, Monty paid a visit to his close confidant, Ezra. The two had first met on a hunting trip in Africa. They had been introduced by a mutual friend who had a going concern in Cape Town. Ezra's charity work in the poorest regions of Africa, India, and Latin America had given him a sense of perspective few men had. That and a steady supply of houseboys.
My psychiatrist said I was feeling sexually inadequate about the size of my penis. He said that was why I can't get an erection. I know I'm no mandingo. That's what the servants are for. I like to watch. Watching gives me a sense of control. Why should I all of a sudden stop being stimulated by that? I've never been comfortable with physical contact. Why should I suddenly have some plebeian concern about the size of my penis? Is it just something I've been hiding from myself all these years?
I have a friend, Dr. Benweiss. He can help you with your problem. He's the top man in his field.
And what field would that be?
I suppose you could call it body modification. The next day, Monty paid a visit to Dr. Benweiss.
This is where the magic happens. Never throw anything away. Could come in handy someday. See anything here that strikes your fancy?
I suppose I like this one the best?
It is the biggest.
Yes, but it's the wrong color. I'd look like a freak.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Congratulations. You're a rich white male and you're hung like a mule.
I don't feel any sensation down there.
I couldn't take the chance of you getting an erection till you were finished mending. I put a nanochip, a neuroblocker in your brain. It inhibits any signal of sensation going to your penis. I programmed it to shut down in a couple of weeks.
So in a couple of weeks, I'll be having erections?
Yeah. Your penis will function like normal, only be a hell of a lot bigger. Also, I installed a nifty little gadget. If you run your finger over your left hip, you'll find a button. Push that button and it will activate tiny motors, which will pump your blood through artificial capillaries into your penis. You can get hard whenever you want. You can stay that way as long as you wish.
Dr. Benweiss, you are a true genius. How can I ever repay you?
Well, in addition to your generous donation to my research fund, you'll be a crowning achievement to my legacy. I only work on the right people, because I only want the right people to know I exist. If you get my drift.
Wanting his new penis to be a surprise, Monty phoned Ellen to tell her he would be out of town on business. He rented a hotel room and waited for his stitches to heal. 2 weeks passed.
Oh, Eleanor!
Monty, darling!
Look what Daddy brought home.
Sweet titty fucking Christ!
Observe, with the press of a button, voila! Feeling kind of light-headed all of a sudden.
Yes, there are some unfortunate complications, but this happens with even the most routine procedures. I'm sure Dr. Benweiss is working on a solution as we speak. Chin up, Monty. Man always triumphs over nature's shortcomings. We have divine providence on our side. Archimedes said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." The trick now is to find the right lever. Kiki, more tea, please.
All right, so this is the motor that'll be draining the blood from receptacle A. These are the two breaker valves activated by PSI levels, one for incoming blood and one for outgoing. The breakers also trigger the pumps upon retransfer. This is regulated by the EKG monitor, which...
Could you put that in layman's terms?
Flick the switch and your dick will get hard without you losing consciousness.
Okay, are you sure it'll work?
If you want, I can put your old dick back.
No, continue, please.
Also, you're going to need to secure it. I recommend duct tape.
Hello, Kiki. Do you remember your home? The village where you were born? The many you healed with your divine touch? You were one of their sawdust, their light, their hope. Then Ezra came and took you from them. Before the night is over, that will all be behind you. You will return to your true form. Very soon, we shall be one again. You will be free from the burdens of this world. You will be free from being.
Kiki. It's time.
Oh, Monty. Watching you toil with your own hands. It's so earthy. It's almost dirty. There's something so deliberate, so brutish, and yet so elaborate and masterful about it. Watching your labors is almost like a perverse form of foreplay.
Enjoy, my darling, for these labors are in your honor. You, my Venus, object of devotion, for whom I have erected this tower of Herculean servitude. Now mount this pillar, this pedestal, my worship. Do mind addressing at its base. Exquisite bitch! Excellent whore!
Fuck me, you dirty swine! Make me come, you filthy, sweaty pig!
Monty and Ellen sunk into pools of post-orgasmic darkness. While the sated lovers slept, a motorized hum filled the air as the draining blood of Monty's waning erection was pumped back into the still unconscious Kiki. Had the machine stopped there, it would have been a testament to Dr. Benweiss's technical mastery and Monty's ingenuity, but fate would not be kind, and the pump kept going. While Monty lay unconscious, a deathly pallor came over him as his last precious pints of blood were pounded into Kiki's resisting veins. The rush of blood was too much for the child's tiny frame to contain. Having nowhere else to go, the invading blood found new avenues of transit. The errant chunk of Kiki's skull stirred Ellen from her slumber. She didn't open her eyes, wanting instead to relish the remembered sensations and inner reflections of her post-coital haze. Monty had been deliciously fulfilling. It was true he might be a little bland in contrast to the exotic offerings of the hired help, but his lack of spice was more than made up for by the sheer meat and potatoes earnestness of his steadfast thrusts. The jerky abruptness of Monty's lovemaking had an almost youthful intensity that made Ellen feel like a schoolgirl again. She felt naughty. She felt alive. A visceral stench wafted through the air. Ellen couldn't identify the smell, but it was somehow familiar and not altogether unpleasant. Ellen kept her eyes closed and drifted back into the comforting arms of oblivion.